Our first guest has been leading this path to standardization within a fast-growing semiconductor company. We have worked together to find scalable hardware and software solutions that can be deployed with minimum disruption to their operations. To help shed more light on the story, please help me in welcoming Christian Stockreiter from AMS OSRAM. Thank you so much for joining us today, Christian.
Thank you for having me here.
Before jumping in, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about AMS OSRAM?
Sure. So my name is Christian Stockreiter. I'm a senior manager for post-silicon verification of the corporate technology organization at AMS OSRAM. Our co-headquarters are located in Austria and in Germany, and our product portfolio includes light emitters, sensors, optical components, micromodules, and all the related ICs. So in other words, the products help people and machines to comprehend and interact with the world. So we bring the information that the environment holds for us to light by capturing, analyzing, and visualizing it.
It seems that the light emitters, sensors, and other components help to bridge the gap between the physical and digital worlds, which has never been as important. I know AMS OSRAM has grown significantly in recent years. Tell me how that's affected your area of test and validation.
Yeah, so I started at AMS OSRAM almost 12 years ago. We were a quite small company back then. Due to acquisitions in the recent years, we were growing quite significantly, almost 15 times the size when I started. And with all those acquisitions, you can imagine this brought a lot of difficulties into the process because of the different approaches the different teams had for validation.
Great. So you know that it's a consistent challenge that we've seen with many of our semiconductors. Help me with how you've worked towards a solution for this.
So we decided, among others, to develop a standardized framework which should minimize the need to code, which would also facilitate reuse of measurement IP across the different teams. And doing so, we recognized very quickly that this is a very difficult and big task ahead of us, for which we required buy-in of management and engineering, which is quite difficult at the very beginning because you don't have a real proof point. So the next step was really to help the people understand why we needed a change. So, and we had to help them to understand the value of such a framework. When we were able to do this, so we were able to decide, or let's say to convince management to give us a green light, and this worked out finally.
And that can always be a big problem, trying to get management to give you a green light.
Definitely, especially.
So how did you convince other users besides management to get on board?
So there was engineering. So for engineering, we have to take a different approach. You need to show the engineering community the real value. So how to make the life in the lab easier, how to facilitate reuse so that they can share and also get knowledge and IP from other teams. So when we were able to show this, they were also onboarded, and we were able to continue.
Fantastic. So being able to maximize your existing resources would be the most realistic way to do this. What did your assessment tell you about the hardware platform on which to standardize on?
So many of the teams were already using PXI, or a collection of benchtop instruments. So this was quite easy to come to a decision. So we decided to standardize on the PXI platform because the value was well understood in the company. So we have a small footprint, so it saves space in the lab. With a high channel density, so we were able to cover the pin counts. And we get a quite wide and broad instrument portfolio which fits most of our needs.
And then what about the software assessment?
Yeah, software was much more complex because most of the teams were using different programming languages. So we had to find a compromise, and we decided to standardize on the two most popular programming languages in our company, which were LabVIEW and Python. And here I can say, and I did really a great job because you very well understood the value of standardizing our software development flows. And you supported fully our vision. And from the very beginning, we worked together to align and define the architectural direction for the new framework. And finally, we were able to develop a tailored solution which was meeting our requirements.
Great. It's so great to hear that NI was able to help you. And by the way, we also learned a lot from AMS OSRAM through this process. It helped us refine our MeasurementLink capability, like getting the Python debug flow and test stand. Tell me what results you've seen from the effort so far.
Yes, so far, so we have onboarded 12 business line teams within 5 R&D centers, spread over, let's say, 2 regions. Mainly we started in Europe and then in Asia. So we have 40 lead users adopting the framework. And with that, we were reducing the number of hardware configurations, programming languages, and data formats. With all those deployments, we saw also the benefit of these optimized setups we have and optimized workflows we have in our labs now. But for me personally, the biggest added value was that we are now able to much faster ramp up new teams. And also, if we want to transfer one project, one validation task from one R&D side to another one, we are much more effective.
That's really, really exciting progress. I know many other companies are on the same path and can really benefit from hearing this perspective. So now that you're making progress towards standardization, what do you see as next?
Yeah, so I think the next step for us is towards digital transformation. We need to figure out how to effectively collect our product data, to analyze it and to drive and extract the right actions out of it. So what we did so far, standardizing our test systems in the lab and the workflows, this brought it one step closer. And I have to say it's a constant battle. So to maintain the standard, and it really requires that you maintain consistent and constant buy-in of all the involved teams and management. So, and to achieve that, you always have to communicate. So communication is key to maintain that one. And we still have a lot of work in front of us. And I'm looking forward how far we can go together as partners, AMS, OSRAM, and NI. And with that, I say thank you, and thank you for providing me the opportunity to share this story with you.
Thank you so much for the hard work and openness to create this working relationship with NI. It's been really great work. I so appreciate you joining us today.
You.
Thank you so much.
Bye.